Good morning, everybody. Sorry, a little bit of an itch on the arm. So, the eclipse was pretty cool today. If you don't live in Cleveland, I'm sure you've heard about it or seen pictures, not just Cleveland, but Northeast Ohio or the entire line of whatever they call it, totality. It's interesting how, the angle of it worked because I'm here in Cleveland and we had not complete darkness, not like pitch black, but like it looked like it was evening at 3:15 in the afternoon, and then about 4 hours away to the east, my fiance lives in central Pennsylvania, and they didn't get any like total darkness at all. So it's just kind of interesting to think about the size of the moon, how it goes around the earth and everything. And yeah, it was a really cool sight to be able to look at it. um, I was really glad that my sister, actually, she came home right as it was like total darkness, and she's pulling in the driveway, and my dad and I are out in the driveway and looking up at it, and she says, you guys can, or no, sorry, we weren't looking up at it because we thought that you needed the glasses and it was, dangerous for your eyes to look at it. And when you have the glasses on, when it was total dark, you didn't really see much because it was like, the moon was covering the sun. You didn't see too much of the light coming from the sun from behind the moon. And anyway, so she pulls in the drive and she's looking at us and she says, you guys can look at it when it's total darkness, right? It's not going to hurt your eyes. Now you just can't look at it when it's not total darkness because then the light from the sun could really hurt your eyes. So we're like, cool. So we looked up at it and it was pretty cool. I wasn't that excited about it, and to be honest, it's I don't know. It's just weird to think of it never happening for another, I don't know what they said, like 20, 30 years or something like that. And it's not going to be in Ohio. I think they said it's like Florida is going to be the best place to see it in 20, 25 years. Anyway, it was cool, but still not to the degree of people, closing down schools to have the day off for it. Maybe getting out early or just having everybody go out and look at it would be cool. But I just didn't see the whole point to it to that degree. I mean, all right. So to get to our stuff, question for today should be popping up that way. Um, what do you think about different kinds of discipline for kids? I don't think I've done this one before. What is your standard of punishment for kids depending on what they do? Is physical punishment something you agree with? Do you just, I don't think just saying, don't do that, or, even worse, when people say, we don't say no in our family. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it gets the point across because to an extent you are training your kids not to do something. And I don't know. It's like if you do that without going too far, I mean, that's the key is you don't get into the point where it's going to be, abuse and you damage your kids permanently. There are different levels of like punishment, and anywhere from just going to your room to getting a spanking to getting like hit with a belt is like the kind of thing that I grew up with, depending on what I did. And so then you have families that just say, well, we don't say no to our kids. And it's like they don't really get the lesson then. Your kids are going to grow up walking all over you. At least that's been you know, my experience. I don't know. But that's what I'm asking. If you disagree or if you agree, let me know because I know that this is something that a lot of people do have differing opinions on. Um, and I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. So yesterday we did the middle part of chapter 35. We are going to continue now with the end of 35 and the beginning of chapter 36. Remember I said in yesterday's video that it cuts it off differently in the Bible and my website that I read off of. So we're starting at verse 30 with the story of Bezalel and Oholiab. But on the computer, it goes all the way through the end of chapter 35 with yesterday's, and then starts 36 with today's. So anyway, just slight difference if anybody's reading the Bible, or if you're looking online for the verses, there's just a slight difference. So we're starting with chapter 35, verse 30, going through the end of the story in chapter 36. Then Moses said to the Israelites, "See, the Lord has chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, And he has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, and with all kinds of skills, to make artistic designs for work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, to work in wood, and to engage in all kinds of artistic crafts. And he has given both him and Oholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has filled them with skill to do all kinds of work as engravers, designers, embroiderers in blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen, and weavers, all of them skilled workers and designers. All right, so you have skilled workers. If you're skilled at working with things, you may have come from their line. So Bezalel, Oholiab, and every skilled person to whom the Lord has given skill and ability to know how to carry out all the work of constructing the sanctuary are to do the work just as the Lord has commanded. Then Moses summoned Bezalel and Oholiab, and every skilled person to whom the Lord had given ability and who was willing to come and do the work. They received from Moses all the offerings the Israelites had brought to carry out the work of constructing the sanctuary. And the people continued to bring freewill offerings morning after morning. So all the skilled workers who were doing all the work on the sanctuary left what they were doing and said to Moses, "The people are bringing more than enough for doing the work the Lord commanded to be done." Then Moses gave an order, and they sent this word throughout the camp: "No man or woman is to make anything else as an offering for the sanctuary." And so the people were restrained from bringing more, because what they already had was more than enough to do all the work. All right, so we have Bezalel and Oholiab and everybody else that's skilled at making stuff, and they are constructing everything that the Lord commanded. And it turns out that everybody was more than enough, or more generous than they needed to be. I don't know what I was trying to say. And they ended up bringing too much, so then they have the command going through the camp of saying, like, hey, you don't need to bring any more. We have more than enough to make it. So they stopped, and they built everything that the Lord had commanded them. All right, so let me know what you think of my question for today and the reading. And yeah, don't forget to... Oh, that was going to... I don't know why I switched it to this. That was my original question. Hold on, I got to write it down. Where's my pen? I got to find a pen, but there it is. Sorry, I don't want to forget the question again, because I did have a different question altogether for today's video, and I don't know why I thought this was the question. Anyway, still, answer today's question. I'll have another one for tomorrow's video, and you can answer it then. So I won't ruin the surprise for tomorrow's question. All right, I will see you guys then. Have a good Tuesday.